Good morning, students. So today we are going to start with the remaining questions of the alcohols, phenols, and ethers. Yesterday we did up to the question number of 11.1 and 11.2 of NCERT exercise. So today let's start with the question number 11.3, part 1. It says, draw the structure of all isomeric alcohols of molecular formula C5H12O. It means, so what is going to be the molecular formula? It is going to be your C5H12O. Okay. Now, further it says that give their IUPAC names. So, what we need to do, we need to do the isomers of this. So, let's start with the isomers. At the first, start with the structural isomers. Now, when we start with the structural isomers, the first structural isomer will be your CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2OH. Now, writing its IUPAC name, it will be pentane 1 or. Now, the isomers will be what? CH3, CH, CH2, CH2, OH. Over here, we are going to have a CH3. So now what is having? The position if we do 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is happening over here? At the third, we are having a methyl group. 4 means butane, and at the first position all we are having C. अब यहाँ पे हम क्या करेंगे? Over here we was having at the third position methyl group. Now over here we shifted to the second position. हमें स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर डिफरेंस लेके आना है जस्ट. CH2OH. So its naming will be what? 2-methyl butanol. Now here I am writing butanol because it is at the first position. Over here also you can mention it butanol, or you can write down 1-ol. It completely depends on you. Now another structure what we can make for it. Now second position पे भी आ गया, first position पे if you are going to bring it now CH3, C, CH3, CH3, CH2, OH. So what will be its naming? 1, 2, 3. So at the second position means 2, 2, dimethyl propanol. So these are what? These are the examples of the structural isomers. अब structural isomer के बाद we can make for it the positional isomers also. Now the second category what we can do, that is your position isomers. Now in this, the first one CH3, CH2, 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 OH. Okay. Sorry. Over here. So what I do? wait a minute, CH CH3, यहाँ पे OH. So what will be its IUPAC name? Its IUPAC name will be pentane 2 ol. B part, or you can say next isomer CH3 CH2. अब यहाँ पे second position था. Over here I bring it to the third position. So it will become your pentane 3 ol. C part. In the C, we can again change the position. So what we are doing, CH3 CH2 C CH3. अब यहाँ पे OH is over here and CH3 is over here. So starting numbering from here only 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it will become what? It will become 2-methyl butane 2 ol. B part, it is CH3 CH CH CH3. यहाँ पे OH remains over here. The substituent methyl comes over here. Starting the numbering from here itself, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what will be its name? 3-methyl butane 2 ol. Okay. So these all are the structural position isomers of your C5H12O. Now in the second part it says classify the isomers of alcohols in question 11.3a as primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. So first of all we are going to understand that what does the primary, secondary, tertiary means. The primary, secondary and tertiary means what? That if we are saying RR C H OH. Up to this carbon atom where the alcohol is being attached to this particular carbon atom, the two alkyl groups are attached. Therefore, it is called as a secondary. Two alkyl group means what? To this carbon atom, two other carbon atoms are attached. If three carbon atoms get attached to the carbon atom where alcohol group is attached, then it is going to called as a 3 degree, and if the one, then it is going to called as the first degree. Okay, so this is the basic concept. Now looking ahead, that what was the first degree, second degree and tertiary. um, yes. Now in the case of position isomer, if you look over here, what is happening? The OH group is being attached to this carbon atom and it is attached to one carbon atom and two carbon atom over here. Therefore, it will be second degree. Over here again it is attached to this OH group and again two carbon atoms are there. So it is also a secondary. Now over here to this carbon atom where OH group is being attached, it is attached to the 3CH3. Therefore, it is tertiary and it is going to be secondary. Looking towards the structure isomers we have made. So let's look over there. Wait. Yes. My structural isomer slide is not opening, so just you people try it. In case of any doubt, you can ask to me. Now coming to the question number 11.4. Your 11.4 says that explain why propanol has high boiling point than that of the hydrocarbon butane. Now propanol means what? It is the CH3, CH2, CH2, OH, and butane means CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. Okay. Now we say when we are talking about the boiling point, in any case, boiling point depends on the two factors. It is going to depend on the two factors. The factor number one is what? It depends on the molecular mass, and the factor number two is what? It depends on the intermolecular forces. Up, according to these two factors, what we say, we start it that why it is so. Now पहले हम लोग molecular mass निकाल लेते हैं. C3H7OH, that is your propanol, and in the case of butane it will be C4H10. Now C3 in this case 12 multiplied by 3 plus 7 multiplied by 1 plus your for oxygen it is going to be 1 multiplied by 16 plus for hydrogen it is going to be your C3H7, sorry, over here no over. Okay, so it is this. Now multiplying it and plus it, it will provide you the molecular mass to be 16. In this C4H10, in this case we are going to have the 12 multiplied by 4 plus 1 multiplied by 10. So 12 4 and 10, it is equal to 58. Now यहाँ से हमें पता लग रहा है कि molecular mass of the propanol is higher than the molecular mass of the butane. So according to that हमारी एक चीज़ specify हो गई that why propanol is having a higher boiling point. Now the second thing is the intermolecular force. With respect to intermolecular force, if we are going to look, let's look over here. In the case of the propanol, it is what? It is C3H7. Now what is going to happen over here when we are talking about the C3H7? So what is going to happen over here? That this C3H7 is attached with the oxygen and H of the alcohol. Okay, it is again going to attach with the HO and C3H7, and it is again going to attach with HO C3H7. In the previous slide it was one hydrogen was there. Okay, so make it correct. Now what is going to happen? Because of the hydrogen bonding there will be a existence of the delta negative and delta positive charge. Due to this delta negative electronegativity of oxygen, it is going to have the delta positive. Similarly, delta negative, delta positive, and delta negative. Now over here what is happening, that in this we say that there is existence of bond taking place over here. And if we are looking the case of the CH3, CH2, 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 there is what? There is the bond between hydrogen and carbon. Now when the hydrogen and carbon is having a bond, we say that there is नो पोलैरिटी, यहाँ पे कोई भी पोलैरिटी नहीं है. क्यों? क्योंकि जो चार्जेस हैं ऑन द हाइड्रोजन एंड द कार्बन इट इज़ ऑलमोस्ट सेम. Therefore, due to the existence of no polarity, it is what going to happen? There will be the existence of weak van der Waals forces. Therefore, it is going to exist as gas. Okay, so this justifies our question number 1 point, that is why propanol has the high boiling point than that of hydrocarbon butane. Now, coming to the question number 5. Our next question is 11.5. It says alcohols are comparatively more soluble in water than hydrocarbons of comparable molecular masses. Explain this fact. Now over here we say that whatever the substance, we say for any substance to get solubilized in the water, अगर कोई भी substance हम water के अंदर solubilize करना चाहते हैं, then it should be ionic in the nature, or it should have the capacity to make the bond with water. दो बातें आपकी फुलफिल होनी चाहिए. कौन कौन सी? That it should be ionic in the nature. अब अगर it is ionic in the nature, it means it is going to form the ions very easily. But see, suppose if it is non-ionic in the nature, if the given substance is non-ionic nature, then it should have ability to form hydrogen bond with water. Okay, either of the two conditions should be fulfilled. अगर ionic है तो ionic है, then there is no tension. If non-ionic, then it should be able to form the bond, hydrogen bond with the water. Now let's look over here. C2H5OH. अब यहाँ पे what is going to come? Water is going to come. So what is going to happen? HOH. Now it is what? It is having a delta negative charge, delta positive charge, delta positive charge, delta negative, and delta positive charge. So what is happening? Due to the presence of hydrogen bond, alcoholic group is soluble. Now let's looking the ethane. This, now when it is going to mix in the water over here, what is going to happen? No hydrogen bond is going to form over here. There will be formation of no hydrogen bond. Why? Because of the very less polarity. Very less polarity किसकी होगी कि यहाँ पे जो ये कार्बन है, यहाँ पे तो it is delta negative, but it should get the delta positive charge, this hydrogen, because the carbon and hydrogen have a very less difference, therefore this hydrogen will not attain any polarity, means it will not have any delta positive charge over here. जब यहाँ पे there will be no charge, it means that it is having the very less polarity, due to which what is going to happen? It will have the weak attraction forces, therefore it is going to be insoluble in the water. Okay, now coming to the question number 6. The question number 6 says that what is meant by hydroboration oxidation reaction? Illustrate with an example. Now hydroboration 11.6. Now if we say over here, that is your diborane. Now diborane is what? BH3 2. This diborane gets react with alkenes. Okay, it is going to react with the alkenes, and when it reacts with the alkene, it basically gives us a trialkyl borane. This trialkyl borane, it is what? It is the addition product. It is the addition product. Now further what happens, this trialkyl borane, this undergoes oxidation and it gets oxidized to the alcohol. When it gets oxidized into the alcohol, it requires a H2O2 in the presence of the NaOH. Okay, so now let's put the example over here. Example over here is what? It is what? It is protein plus HBH2 2 in the presence of the peroxide. In the presence of the peroxide, it is going to have follow the Markovnikov rule. Okay, now what is going to happen over here? CH2. So what is going to happen? हर एक step पे one hydrogen will get removed. Again CH3 CH double bond CH2. So it is CH3 CH2 CH2 3 B. Now what is going to happen? H2O oxidize it with 2H2 in the presence of a NaOH. So it will give you a 3CH3 CH2 CH2 OH plus borane hydroxide. So your final product will be what? Your final product will be this alcohol, that is your propanol. So we finish with this our exercise question 11.3, 11.4, 11.5 and 11.6. In the next class we are going to discuss with the next questions of this NCERT exercise. Till then, bye all of you.